So glad you could be with us again. I am joined by Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a food and wine sommelier of the year. The group includes the latest edition, the Grand Delancey in New York City. We've also, of course, got Church Key and Birch and Barley on 14th in the district. Greg, it is always good to see you.
You too, my man.
What's on tap this week?
Well, this week we are in New York City, celebrating amazing breweries in New York, and this week's brewery is Finback. We have a beautiful double IPA from them called Aqua Dementia. This was a beer brewed as a collaboration with Tuol, a Danish nomadic brewery. Big and fruity. Nice. That's a nice dryness in the finish. A little bit of hop character. A little bitterness.
Too.
Yeah, very smooth. Finback are good friends of us down in DC. Basil Lee and Kevin Stafford are the proprietors there and brewers, and they've been working with us for quite some time. We've been lucky enough to serve some Finback beer on draft down in the city, and we're excited to be able to serve more of it up in New York City. With the Grand Delancey.
What's the story with these guys? How long have they been around?
They've been around since 2014.
Okay, so fairly, new,
5 years now,
yeah.
and they both were home brewing. Kevin a little bit longer than Basil, and then Kevin worked in a couple of breweries, and then together they started in 2014. They'd really tried to start the brewery back in 2011. It took them a few years to get off the ground. They ended up settling in the Glendale neighborhood of Queens, New York, which is kind of remote. I mean, it's a 30-minute walk to either subway stop. I mean, you got to kind of go out of your way to get there. Started as a production brewery, turned it into a tap room, and they've been really, really successful. People love their beers. They go out there, they check them out. They do can releases, they do bottle releases. They get a ton of interest. They get lines out the door. So they've been really great. In their former life, Basil was an architect, and Kevin was a graphic designer and illustrator. And so together, they design these amazing cans. They're kind of minimalist and geometric designs that they employ.
If you see Finback beers, if you've never had them, try whatever you see. This is the third one I've had. I have no ownership interest in the brewery. This is the third one I've had. Never had them before. All three have been really good.
Yeah, amazing stuff. They're outstanding. Yeah.
That's fantastic. What would you pair this with?
So I like this beer because it's got a little bit of bitterness. It can dig into some richness, but it's got that kind of sweet fruit character. There's Simcoe for like kind of grapefruity notes here. Citra for orangey tangerine, and Mosaic gives it a little bit of earthy herbs. So I really like it with like buttery seafood, like seared scallops, or maybe black cod. Mahi-mahi, Arctic char that's just been, lightly grilled maybe or something like that. Also great with like spinach, asparagus, green veg, and beets. Roasted beets are amazing with this kind of double IPA.
Speaking of food, really quickly before we go, I'm serving food at the Grand Delancey, and can people? The food hall here is gigantic. Yeah. It's underneath the gigantic Essex Market. I mean, this whole it's phenomenal. Will people be able to bring food in from?
There, yes. So, of course, so like
wherever.
So there's about 36 food vendors out there. So you can go out to a food vendor, grab food, come into the Grand Delancey, and drink. Also, you're going to be able to order from your bartender or server. In addition to drinks that we have here, we're going to have a kind of a focused menu curated from all the vendors, and we'll bring the food to you. So you can kind of treat this like a standard bar and not have to go out and get your own food as well. So yeah, we're making it really easy to eat lots of different kinds of food with lots of different kinds of beer, and making this kind of a food and beer pairing lab.
It's going to be very busy here, I predict. Greg, thank you as
always.
Thank you. Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.